Peace, peace. Impromptu class, quick class because I'm here. Um, oh man. Hey, today is February 22nd. Wisdom, wisdom, all being born to culture. Allah's born day. So it's a wonderful day. It's a day to think about how we were taught, right? Think about our lineage, who taught us that was taught by the Father, right? Those firstborn, how we link back up to them. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful day. You know what I mean? Because if this man didn't do what he did, um, we wouldn't have been here. We wouldn't have gotten this knowledge. And it's a truth. And to that we could say that we would have gotten it eventually, but we wouldn't have gotten it in this way. And I appreciate fully this way that we have gotten it, And I have some things to share that are a little bit more funny, I guess. Because it's always fun. And just to answer things that way, it's on the record. I might even, just so people know that this is what it is, Peace to the God King Kamal, Tomorrow, a great album is being released. Hype. King Kamal's new album called Paul. Man, and I'm on it though. Crazy. And I was listening to it on my way here. On my way to pick up my daughter. So we have an early class here because I have my daughter here. And I got to get her to bed quickly, or at a reasonable time, right? You want to make an appearance?
Hey guys, make sure to subscribe to our channel.
They should subscribe. Yeah.
Yes, you shall subscribe so he can get the silver play button.
The silver play button? How many people I need for that?
One, and then 102030, then another 3 zeros, and then another 3 zeros.
1 million? Oh man, we got a lot of work to do then.
Subscribe.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. I don't know if we'll get there. All right, Raz, peace to God. King, you said today's math is wisdom, wisdom, all being born to culture. Our way of life practice reflects through the seeds we sow and people we affect in a good way. This is what happens when we live our culture out loud. King said, peace to Amma. She's regulating. Hit that subscribe button. You saw King. She said peace to you. Yo, I'll start out with something funny because it's hilarious and stuff. And give some history about my name, because Infmega has videos that are very clear about what I've said about my name. And it's easy to understand, But one of the gods put me onto a video, which, by the way, we should all be subscribed to Mala Divine Malah's channel, okay? The God is a builder. He's a great author. And that's another page. Like I say, Why's the Dome? Like I say, of course, Darkim, right? We should be following their pages because they put up good content, good builds, really insightful stuff, And also, Malah Divine is an author, so check out his works. But I was put on to the videos that I have to catch up on. And on a video, you know what? I'll share the link so people could see it. These comments here. And I feel the need to enjoy commenting on that. You know what I mean? And on this video that the God put up, open it to see what the comments are, but open it also and subscribe to the God because he's also essential in this cipher. The God builds heavily here. He's a staple here. And again, I say this all the time. People see me, but that's because I'm in the front. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other people that do a lot of great work. You know what I mean? Wisdom infinite, peace to the earth. So the people that hear, I just want to go through my name and how I made my name, because maybe some people might hear something. He's a Latino and he kept his Latino name. And listen, my old Earth's name was De Jesus. Okay.
Jesus.
You find that funny?
More like hehe sauce.
Really? Okay. We have a. That's actually really funny. Um, what is that? No, that in your hand.
It's my hat.
No, don't do that. You dirtied it. You dirtied it. Don't do that. Get a tissue. Go to the bathroom. Just get a tissue and use a tissue.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So aside from her funny antics, that was my old Earth's name, and of course she married my father, whose name was Rodriguez. That's my honorable name is Edward. My father's name is Edward. Um, it's actually was supposed to be Eduardo, but they spelled it so badly. It's misspelled, crazy, that he just went by Edward because my father's a first generation Puerto Rican. So he grew up in Red Hook, Brooklyn. And my mother came to the United States at around her teenage years and went to Sarah J. Hale High School. So she had to learn English on the spot or she would fail immediately. And that's how it got her into watching novelas and soap operas and stuff. To watch American soap operas to learn English. You know what I mean? So anyway, just these quick notes. So anyway, that's my name. That's my honorable name. Okay? People like to say stuff. And I'm going to read you some of the funny things that are on this video. This punk Mike Smith says, Sunez is not, I don't want to get on the God's page and start arguing about stuff. I'm just going to leave it like that. You know, Sunez is not a righteous name and he is not a righteous teacher. Stop promoting that jive pretender to the babies. Okay. The God, he defends, he says to come here and, speak to me. And here's the interesting thing. He says, me, is C. Cypher, son, and you know that. That's not my opinion. Sunez is his middle name. Ask him. So he's saying that I'm a cop, that I'm an undercover cop, ruining things here at the school.
No good.
And that Sunez is my middle name, okay? He then says, he ain't teaching, just running his mouth. Study the 15th degree in the 1 to 40. 6th degree in the 1 to 14. The devil teaches 2. Who the F gets 120 and starts calling themselves teaching a course at the school a year later? That is remarkable. Somebody learns knowledge of self and then the next year is teaching a class. It must be some kind of conspiracy. Soon as he pull up, that's me. Soon as I pulled up into this, firstborn prince gets returned and G. Khalim disappears. Wow. Lies can only exist in the absence of truth. Now, Mala, because he's great, defends me, says something, wonderful about me. And defends me and says, have the gripe with him. And he responds, I'm not trying to go back and forth with you, G. I don't know who y'all think y'all fooling, but his classes be empty. This is true a lot of times since COVID. He literally had a C cipher in his class for protection when he was under pressure. So, hey, this is news to me. I was under pressure. It got real, and I had C cipher just, whoo. I didn't know this. And no matter how you cut it, his name is not a righteous name. That is the point of this bill. There's no way around that. It's his middle name, bro. He came in with the name and never changed it. And because he's protected by C cipher, the cops, the police, people leave him alone. That's what it's starting to look like. And it can't be denied. It's on camera. So apparently he's also saying that all the gods around here are scared of the police. What is a Sunez? A Sun EZ spells it Sun and then EZ. Show him, prove it in the lessons. You can't. It's just a name from Spain. Google it. So he never had a righteous name. And on top of that, he lied about it on camera. Like, how much more proof do we need? So you're saying to go in there and I have to put hands on him now? That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I mean, if someone was this foul at the school, I mean, I wouldn't be scared to put hands on him. I don't know what's stopping him. And risk my freedom. You know, I would think that with what I could do, it could be his life too, his health. But anyway, he says, you of all people would know that that's actually the unwise thing to do, and I'm an all-wise brother. You take care and have a nice day and meditate on what the Father really taught. It was to go outside and teach, go where the babies is at, and they not inside that school. The Father himself never held no classes in there. Name drop all you want. Devil can't fool God. Now, not ever. One. Okay. But he didn't finish there. You know, he had to do more. So he didn't do that. I don't know who this Mike Smith guy is, but this is Mike Smith 3982. But then he says, name drop all you want. That is not a righteous name. It's a name from Spain. It's his middle name. Like I said, ask him since you know him so well. He's got the longest running lie at the school, and he's making y'all look like fools. I'm trying to do it like he would, right? He would do it like that. Making you look like fools, like a bulldog, like right? And he says, ain't no grievances. He doesn't have a righteous name, and you're defending it. I'm not going to lose my freedom like you did. So, oh, wow. So he, not only did he leave on a dart, he said, I'm not going to lose my freedom like you did. Yeah, I said it. Have a nice day, son. And he S-O-N. So he dissed Mala, like he threw it back at him that Mala served time and wrote a brilliant book about dealing with that, and is one of the champions in this, though, and threw it back in his face disrespectfully because, you know, obviously he sees Mala as some kind of like, you know, advocating for an agent of C Cipher. You know what I mean? If I'm an agent of C Cipher, I'm one of the most poorest that's ever existed, the most underpaid. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I'm going to say this, though, just because of my history, because I'm, you know, people hear that and they you know, they see dumb shit. My name, when I got my righteous name, I come from Sunset Park, Brooklyn. The God Day Son is the first God I ever met and really talked to. So we were at Baruch College, and we were both writers. We wrote at different magazines. We did freelance work. We were actually in hip-hop writing already. And we were doing things. So I met him in 98, the God, or even earlier, maybe 97. And yeah, 1997. And we were writers from other magazines, and we started writing at the school paper. That's how we met. And he wrote at different ones like Beat Down and other ones. And I was at Vibe. And when he started to teach me, I started to think about the word son, because his name was Day Son, the Son, right? And I was from Sunset Park, Brooklyn. And, you know, he was like, you should keep we're brothers. You should keep the name, you know, linked. So I wanted to write something with son, but I didn't know what they thought about Puerto Ricans. So I wanted to make a name that reflected that told other brown brothers that they're also God, and let other original people that aren't brown, right, know that we're God as well, right? Just informative. I wanted my name to be on all levels, and I used the Supreme Alphabet because that's what I had. I had the math alphabet, Supreme Alphabet, 1 to 10, 1 to 36, and I memorized all of that before I ever went to the school up to the fourth degree, through the fourth degree, 1 to 36. So I said son, and I said Sunez. I didn't know word is bond. I didn't know that was actually a name, though. That's not a name common to Latin Caribbean or even most Latin America. It's a name that you'll find sometimes with very southern countries like Paraguay, Uruguay, and I had no connection to that. I just flipped the sun, and I wanted to have that sound so people would know, and I used it as an acronym. Savior of the universe now shows and proves the equality of zigzag zig. Right? I didn't even know that it was a mathematically correct statement until Firstborn Prince showed me that equality, one, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding equals equality. whether you multiply or add it. That's something that Firstborn Prince taught me about my name to show me that it was correct, because people would criticize as well. And
a good question is, how did you make up your name?
I'm telling them how I made my name up.
Okay.
Right? P.E.A.C.E. Right? I said I'm Sunset Park, Sun. Day Sun had his son in his name, and I wanted it to sound like a Spanish name. So I wrote Sunez, S-U-N-E-Z. That's how it came about. Now, people seeing it as my name is because Facebook makes you write your name, but then I put my honorable name, Peace God. And then I put my honorable name, and I did it like that. Peace God.
How you been?
Everything is Peace God.
You look younger every time I see you, man.
Peace God.
Good, dog.
Peace God.
Hey.
And so when I made the name Sunez, it had that, I used the supreme alphabet. And what happened was that this is around 1999, 98, 99, and I'm writing in magazines, and magazines don't let you use a name that is not going to be on the check. You know what I mean? So, like if you look any magazine, their name will be, unless they're a real superstar, their name will have their honorable name with something in the middle. And that's why in magazines, I'll be Edward, quote unquote, Sunez Rodriguez. Double XL, you'd see it like that you'd see it like that in other public. The Source magazine, you would see it like that. So that's how it was. When I got on Facebook, I left it like that because I got on Facebook not to build. I got on Facebook to start trying to get connections and build my black book up.
I can't hear you, doggy. Doggy.
Put your hand up. Just don't touch. Yeah. You'll be fine, yeah. He likes you, that's why. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, there's nothing else to say about that. You know what I mean? People troll, and it's the same narrative that they use because there's nothing else to say about me. Nobody's watched the video. I've been putting up whole classes since 2020. And think about it, though. Word is bond. Not one person has disagreed with something I've said and said it was not right and exact. Not one elder, which is most important. Not one peer that I respect, like a Dark Kim or anyone. No one. So it's really their own bullshit. But it's very interesting that, on this day when the Father's born day, people try to take away the identities of others as opposed to making their identity known. And again, I said this on a video that came out on a Law School of Mecca page, because I said it in another class when the God was here filming. But it's like a lot of people have arguments. They're not doing anything, and then when they don't see people really building, they start to blame the people that are actually still there building. You know what I mean? And that's a big problem. That's a really big problem. And it's almost like I'm a baseball team. Like I'm the New York Mets. And they're watching it from their TV, and they're getting mad at the Mets not scoring runs the way they think they should score runs, but they're not doing anything. They're not doing absolutely anything. And to say this stuff about, he would, I don't want to risk my freedom, though. I'm going to say this straight up, though. There's no troll out there that could take me anyway. You would never dare to take, you're going to act like you're going to risk the law because you're going to put a hurting on me. You need to stop dreaming. And you couldn't even build in front of me. Like, how weak is that? How weak is that? If people love this nation, they would be at the parliament and say, I don't agree with him. I'm going over there. What they do, and I disagree with my peers, people I know, they go, I'm not going there because they don't do things right and exact. Well, let me tell you something. For my generation, my age group, we're older. So don't give all that excuse about they're not doing anything and I don't want to do what they're doing. We're of age now. We're officially of that age, though, to run shit. So you got to, Greg, come here because I do everyone a favor and not whip your ass immediately. You know, because I say this a million times though, and people think that they have a real disrespect that they could say anything that they want. So they have to stay out there. They have to stay here, and it's a shame. And I'm a little. I'm I'm disappointed. I don't like that they have to follow up other people's good builds. The God in that video interviewed Crip Jesus and stuff, and whatever Crip had to say that was useful, that should be the talk in the comments. It shouldn't be about me. I don't know what the hell I have to do with that video, you know? And if I was mentioned in that video, it still shouldn't be a topic of discussion. And it's a shame how people waste jewels. And I got the text message from the guy because he was there trying to go back and forth and to no avail, because they're going to say the same thing. You know, they want to harp on things, but they know that they're lying, you know?
To do some reading. Okay, guys. Well, we don't have enough time to do that, so let's go into.
All right, so so aside from that that joke, and there's more comments in there. There was another round of comments where he just lit it up and just really is under a new name. It's the same trolls, probably about and this is what their life is, and they certainly are. Yeah, I hit him with the salt. The only disappointment is that they would never show their face here. You know what I mean? And that's too bad. King Me, appreciate you.
King B.
Divine Reality, peace. King, you said there's a lot of gods who have names inspired by various things that line up with the lessons. 5% or not. Anybody who's talking about touching you is forgetting the large masses of people who love and won't tolerate that foolishness. Yeah, and again, it's just a cop out. They use the fact that, oh, well, if I go there, I would have to physically do something to him and this and that. And it's like, that's ridiculous. Nobody teaches here this long. And, when people say, look, it is a fact, though. I've been teaching here long. I've taught a class here longer than anyone. That doesn't mean I've been teaching more than anyone else, though. It just means that the classroom structure, I'm very good at it. And so I made sure that was something I gave to school, because this is a school and all schools need classes. That's what makes it a school. And so when it was time for me to do that, I did that. And people could talk to all of the elders that are alive that taught me this. You don't have to go too far. Like my enlightener, knowledge me Allah, and firstborn prince returned to the essence. But Savior Knowledge, though, he grew me to teach here. So when people ask, like, how is he teaching it, ask Savior Knowledge about this story. If you really want to do, if you're a troll out there and you really want to do your due diligence about, you want to do your investigative reporting. You want to do your investigative reporting. Get your shit on. Ask the people that actually were here while I was here. You know what I'm saying? But these are people that, it's really all the same troll. And they're people that they might have been here one day and didn't stick to it. And they're jealous, though. They're jealous at this, and that's too bad that they go to follow up other people's pages with the opportunity of anonymous, dirt slinging that you could do with this YouTube. But either way, when I think of the Father, I just want to talk about something else, unless that troll wants to say something here. But what's interesting is that when we got knowledge, and it was still when I got knowledge in the late 90s, 99, when I came here, we still would get a button of the father, you know, a black silhouette, a black outline of the father in a white background, and it was a button, and you would wear it, you know, all us newborns, we would wear that, you know, and it was easy to see, like, we were talking to people that really knew him. We were talking to people that they was not easy to convince about wrong things. They were not easy to convince, you know, and it's been a while since February 22nd has been a day that I teach. So if I go back to the last time, I don't know, I have to do it on the calendar and stuff. You know, the last time I would have taught on the 22nd, so many of my elders, you know, they were alive, you know. Last time it was a Thursday was 2018, you know. Freedom, I think Dumar had returned in 2018, so he was here. In fact, I was with Dumar the last day that we all saw him, because he was at Show and Prove. It was either Show and Prove or the June part. No, Show and Prove, because it was summer and we was in the school. The June Parliament would have been at Fort Greene Park in Medina. Yeah, so go back to the last time. February 22nd was the day that I taught. Please. So many of these elders were alive, so it has a different even perspective to it now, you know. And you know what, people think about what people miss and why people get jealous and why people try to find wrong things is because the father told Allah Shasha, one of the first Puerto Ricans to have knowledge, go teach your own people, focus on that as well. And when I made my name known, it's because I had the intent to teach those who were like me, who came from a experience that they lived black culture, they made a black culture, but they didn't, and they saw that they had black, but they weren't necessarily told that they were black. And these contradictions, I understood how to teach, you know. The gods that taught me saw gifts that were able to teach everyone, and because they saw these gifts, they groomed me to teach. And people say how fast. A lot of my peers were upset about this too, that I would be teaching here, and it was my own peers in this nation. This is why a troll can't really defeat me, because there were peers that I knew, and they would say stuff about me, whether I was teaching about reading books and things like that. They would stand outside in the school, and if people were coming into the school to come to my class, they would tell them, "Now you don't need to go into his class." And however they drove them away, they would drove them away. So when people say something about Sunez, about like Sunez comes in with the fatigues, not Ralph Lauren fatigues, you know, not the Ralph Lauren fatigues, you know, but but just bummy ass clothes. I was coming here to kick some ass, you know what I mean, and defend what I was doing. And thankfully, it never got to that level, because if you get ready to fight, sometimes that makes now the forum able to speak. Sometimes I had to force many forums. I had to force many forums and make people listen. You have a disagreement, you're gonna listen first, and then tell me exactly what it is you're disagreeing with, instead of just saying you don't like something. I don't like the way he does this. I don't like the way he does that. And these people weren't even inside the school. Now, that never affected the way I taught, because I had people, you know, people like Darkim, people like Umala, people like Infinite Al-Jamar, Savior Knowledge, of course, who was from the beginning. They always were here looking at what I was doing, you know. Knowledge Me would come occasionally, though, and test me, study. And as I gained more respect, they would not interrupt the class. What they would do is they would give their recommendations, after the class. So, you know, you try to remember all these things, and see how impactful it was, because I really lived here. Like, people don't understand. Like, I really lived here. Like, I was here all the time. You know, and it's funny because I could see that people are just making up things and going. It's real devious, because there's very little that I'll say that is very bad, that is badly explained. And so you have people in the world like this Mike Smith that actually have heard the builds about my name. I've talked about it, and will literally say it's a government name. You know what I'm saying? And that's nowhere. Like, I don't have to show you my ID card, even though I've got it right here. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't see that. You know what I'm saying? And when people try to make you show and prove things, it's a way of deflection. And that's one of the things in this nation, though, that could always go awry, is the idea of deflection. It is very detrimental. You know, but it's something. It's something. You know. So
Half the time you can go
all right.
and read your book.
Okay. Iman, you said that's too much dedication to try and tear a person down. People really be too lame for me. They can't communicate how they truly feel, because it would show it is truly their insecurity that they have a problem with, not you. Just gotta have tough skin for it. Absolutely, and it's a great teaching tool, because I could show my daughter here what it looks like to be offended. People say
That's me.
people say something offensive to me, and they say something offensive to her. She could see that it's not just it's a life thing. It's a life thing. The more that you do great, the more that they'll see. Yeah, she's funny, ain't she, Julia? Um, it's funny. I have two daughters, and they are completely the opposite. You want to sit in on this, huh?
Yeah.
You want to sit in on this?
Hey, I can't see myself.
I'll have to move. And
Hey, I still can't see myself.
okay.
Okay, now I can.
All right, so it's it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm completely the opposite of Luna.
Well, not completely, but Luna was very quiet, and if I told her to sit down and be quiet, she would. Though you, not so much, right? You always have to be doing something. But I appreciate that, King Wing. King, come on, you said, tell him in the wise words of Large Professor, don't let the folks around you around your way pump your head, because you'll be the owner of a hospital bed. Right. Yeah.
Whatever he got for you, I want it to.
What are you reading?
I'm reading this one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm already down here. You're late.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're late. But you read, King Me said, peace, young earth.
Is he talking to me?
I'm not the earth. I'm the God. So that's you.
Oh.
That's you.
Hello.
Say peace.
I'm in peace.
Right. What's the most important teaching that we teach, Amma?
That God is not real?
The mystery God is not real.
Yeah.
Right. That there's no mystery God, right?
Hello. I'm in peace again. Tell Alma that comment means that I'm my brother's keeper. LOL. He waves.
So King, come on, he's his brother's keeper. You know,
Peace, hello.
he
Hello.
looks out for me. You know what I mean? All right. You know.
We got 10 likes.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know, so I was telling you that today is Allah's birthday.
Yes.
So this man, humble beginnings. Let me tell you about him, Amma, since it's history. It's New York history. It's very important New York history, right? His name was Clarence Smith when he was born,
Oh.
and he served in the army, right? He was married and he served in the army, right? He's originally from Virginia. When he came back from the army, he was very well decorated. I know because I saw the gods one day brought all of his medals that he won in war, in the Korean War,
Yeah.
and it was about 8 or 9 of them. That's how many medals he won. So he was a real fighter, a real soldier. And eventually he realized, right, his wife had gotten into the Nation of Islam.
What does that mean?
The Nation of Islam, though, it was. Remember we went to the store. We saw the Muslims praying.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, years ago, right, this man named Elijah Muhammad started the Nation of Islam, and it was a different form of Islam. He was saying that Allah is not in the sky, but Allah is a man named Mustafa Muhammad that taught him. He said, the real Allah, Mustafa Muhammad, taught me, and I'm the messenger, and I made this nation because he taught me how to make it. And he had mosques everywhere in the country, and people would go to the mosque, and black people that were being oppressed, that were being treated badly, they could go there and they become Muslim. That's what Clarence Smith's wife was in. So he said, okay, let me check this out, right?
Yeah.
His wife's in it.
Yeah.
But you know what happened?
What?
He liked it. So he became part of it as well. But because he was a soldier, he became part of the fruit of Islam, in the Nation of Islam. That means he was one of their soldiers, right? What are you cheesing at, though? Like, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at the fire exit.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that the fire exit sign is more engaging than me. Okay, but listen. Let me tell you the story. Let me tell you. I know. I'm just playing with you. All right. So, as everybody hears, right? Eventually the father, right? He was Clarence 13X. You go in the Nation of Islam, they were teaching the truth that you don't know your past. In other words, his name was Smith, but that comes from a name from a white slave master that just gave him the name. So you don't know your history from Africa and all the places you came from. So they said they replaced the last name with the X, unknown. He was the 13th Clarence, so he's Clarence 13X, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Amma. He's in there and he reads their teachings, and the teaching says that the original man is the Asiatic black man, maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, and God of the universe. So he says, I'm the original man.
Huh?
And it says the black man is the original man. So if he's the black man, that means he's the original man. And if he's the original man, according to the teaching, it says that he's God. So he says, wait a minute, everybody's wrong here. They're teaching that they're Muslim, submitting to the will of Allah who came in the person of Mustafa Muhammad, but Mustafa Muhammad is no longer here. It's us. It says it here. And we're like, no, you can't teach that here, you know? God is going to come in the future, but not now. So he said, no. I'm going to live out what's on that teaching. And he left the Nation of Islam. And he started to teach young black kids, youth in the street, that, yo, you know what, though? There's no mystery God in the sky. All right? You know who God is? The word God means supreme being. What's supreme mean? Most high. And then the word God means supreme being. And in the dictionary, it'll say that. He said that's us. And he was teaching these kids us. And you know what happened?
What?
He said his name was Allah. He's Allah. Arm, leg, arm, head. Allah. And he started to teach. And those first students become the first 9 born. Those 9, right? Those 9 teach 9 more. And they teach 9 more. Until they get to
Us?
Until they get to me. Because firstborn prince, the third to get this knowledge, taught knowledge me, and knowledge me taught me. You see? So that's how I got the knowledge. And I'm teaching you.
Ow.
So you're in the tree. You know what I mean?
That's
so
right.
so the thing about it that makes it amazing, Amma, that we celebrate the birthday because there was a man that was saying, like, look, the responsibility to do great things is on me. That's it, no one else. It's going to be me or us and no one else. And he stopped praying to God. When people said bad things, they said, look, oh, God will fix things. And then you know what happens when you say the mystery God will fix it? You stop trying to figure out how to fix it. If somebody says God will do it, then you don't have to do anything else. It's almost like somebody doing your homework, right?
Yeah.
You do your homework, you say, look, I'm going to let Jesus take the wheel. God is going to take the wheel in his homework. You know what? Do that for your teacher tomorrow. I said, listen, I let God do the rest of the homework. Now, he didn't come through, but, I have faith. No?
Bobby?
Yeah.
Remember when I asked you if you believe in the thing where monkeys are related to us?
Oh, yeah.
Miss Frances doesn't believe that either, but she thinks that God made us.
God is the supreme being. The mind made us. My mind made you.
That's what I told her.
And your mind is making yourself. But what I teach you is shown and proven, but it doesn't mean that people believe it. They never been taught the things that we've been taught. Right?
Yeah.
And if your teacher's a Christian, you can even quote her Bible's passages that say that we're God. Psalms 82 verse 6, ye are all gods, but ye shall die like men. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
It means that they say you are all gods, but you will die like men. In other words, you will die like regular men. You know why? Because nobody knows that you're God. So they die thinking that they're men.
So I'm going to die thinking I'm a man?
No, you got knowledge yourself. So you know that you're the supreme being. You're the earth. Right?
Yeah. I'm not a man. I'm a girl.
Right. You're the earth.
That's why we have a brain to solve all our own problems.
That's right. Exactly what the God said. You know what I mean? So we don't deal with religion, Amma. We love the Father, but we're not pointing to the east and praying to him. Because when you pray, you're using your mental energy to ask for something, to ask to be given something.
I'll ask to be given an OMG.
And is that gonna work?
No.
Right? Because
you gotta earn it.
Right. You get it yourself, you earn it.
Yes.
Right? So this is the whole teaching. Peace-wise, Supreme Allah.
Peace.
So I'm gonna be here until 5:30.
No.
Any questions that anybody has, let me know. Peace, Clemente.
Peace, God. Hello. I mean peace. Today's a really great day, you know what I'm saying? And one of the great things about today's mathematics, though, is also has the reality of teaching as well, because when we go learn things in different ways, in different places, and we come back together as one, we're also able to share what we've learned. And I had a great build with one of my students, and to get my thoughts on something he's studying, he taught it to me. And it's some of the most amazing things that I learned today. And it's such a blessing to teach, because I end up learning things that I never would have been able to learn if I didn't, And so that's a beautiful thing. The chord. What is he saying?
Quatis, he said wisdom. Today's the 22nd. Wisdom. All being born to. That means you add it up. 2 + 2 is 4. Wisdom, all being born to culture. Culture is 4. Right? The efforts, wisdom, and experience, wisdom, that inform and shape the way we live. Excellent build.
Wait,
It's a combination of things.
Not this one.
It's a combination of things,
So whenever we think about our culture, we have to realize that culture only exists that we've given if we engage in sharing in a physical way our understanding, a physical way through what we build, through what we create, through what we say, and through the nature and the manner by which we live. That is also informed, as the God said, by the reality around us. Our culture is affected. Our culture is affected by everyone. Our culture is affected by devilishment, how we react to bad things, right? Somebody makes a song, right, Alma?
Yeah.
Against police brutality, police beating us up.
Yeah.
That means that we made something that reacted against something else. So that means that what we lived caused us to make something. We interacted with reality. Our way, our wisdom, and the ways of others inform our culture, right?
Yeah.
And today is the 22nd, and the 22nd letter in the alphabet is V, and it means V for victory, right?
Yeah.
So that means that the only way that we could be victorious is if the wisdom of them and the wisdom of us is in unison. It is together. It makes a culture that is right and exact. Because no matter what I would do alone, it still would not be a true culture. It has to interact and blend with everyone else. That's why your culture that you live out has to have power to influence and engage the society, but also reach an equality where it has its proper position where it ought to be. Very important. Quatis, you said about said thing. One who has insight is usually wise or has the ability to act in a wise way in a particular aspect. The relationship between wisdom and understanding seems to be very close. Or, there's something here. You know, I was building the other day and I was saying that mathematics 1, 2, 3, it's the 1 through 9 is the nature of creation, but they're not separate. We separate them to build on them, but they all go together. So they're more like the webbing in our fingers, right? They have connections like the webbing in our fingers.
Or that they are made up of similar elements.
That's right. Remember, wisdom coincides with understanding. Knowledge coincides, and many ancient, as an add-on, many ancient systems, mathematical systems of insight, like the I Ching, correlate the numbers together. So, like when you look at the trigrams that become the hexagrams, right? The 3 trigrams that become the 3 hexagrams, the first and the third relate, and the second and the fifth relate. You know, when you study the I Ching. So there's correlations and connections between numbers. Quatis, you said, I see efforts and experiences as the basis of wisdom, because with them one can gain insight about said thing. Wisdom is the way that you use knowledge. Understanding is the revelation of its purpose. You use things to get to understand it. So you wisdom to get to understand it. They have to be connected. No one can stay on wisdom forever.
Bye, guys.
Wait, hold on. King Kamal said something to you. He said, Alma, different people like your teacher, right?
Miss Francis.
Different people like your teacher are taught incorrectly about who God is for different reasons to avoid responsibility and accountability. That means being responsible and willing to take the blame for things that they do because they don't know they are God or earth. That's exactly right. You know what I mean? And that's okay, but you don't have to agree with anything that anybody says.
Yeah, because Miss Francis thinks that I start arguments, and I don't.
That people are not used to. There are some things that people will argue about because they're not used to it ever being a question, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody tells me that Michael Jordan's not the GOAT, Papi's gonna argue. You know? Now I have to argue.
That
Right?
he's not a goat?
That he's not the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Right?
Oh.
Yeah. My goodness, did I teach you slang?
Ow.
I thought you knew slang. But
Old slang.
old slang. Oh my God. All slang. Okay.
Oh.
So anyway, the point being, right? What I'm trying to say is that if people, there are things, all of us are prone to this. There are things that we all have to notice, that if we ever hear and we're not used to ever being disagreed on it, we feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what separates also the student that is good and the great student. The great student, Amma, is one who's willing to be wrong at any time about anything. Those students always learn. Quatish, you said my last message got changed out. I see. Should be about the said thing. Got you, God. I got you, God. It did make sense.
What happened?
So if anybody has any questions, any bills about anything,
Oh yeah. Did you know that soon they're going to get rid of all Metro cards, and you only use your money cards or your phones or your, yeah, that's it.
yeah, you told, and now you told them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And did you know about shadow clocks? They reflect from the sun, and it tells you what hour it is. And also, do you know that the Nile River floods every year, and you can grow, and then the Egyptians can grow lots of crops, and they end up having extra food, and they make little basins. They're called basins, and it's pools of water. And also about the Egyptian calendar, they thank you. Anyways, their calendar had 13 months, and it wasn't very accurate, so they took 1 month away, and it had 12 months, and it had 360 days, but it didn't equalize to the seasons, so then they added 5 more days, also known as holy days, to thank the gods. And those 5 holy days, and then it made to 365 days, and it was so accurate that we use it now.
That's peace. That's peace. That's the calendars we use today.
Yes. Miss Space. Oh wait, no, that's the clock.
She is, isn't she, Wisdom Infinite? Word, word. Iman said, go ahead, young one. You are absolutely brilliant. I love it. And the Earth Wisdom Infinite says, she's so eager to teach. I love that. All right. That's right, God. The babies are the greatest. Why, Supreme, you said today's math is wisdom, wisdom. Successful learning comes from being around
You're welcome. King me, whatever your name is.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yay.
Successful learning comes from being around those who know and speaking on what you know, input and output. I see that. The wisdom is input and output. Okay? Okay.
I'm coming back. What happened?
Nothing. I'm just checking out other stuff to see if this.
Oh, we're still on the video?
We are. See?
Okay. Let's put some hearts to our own video.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go. See, we did it.
Let's put some laughter.
Why?
Laughter is funny. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Oh.
You're funny.
Thank you.
You know, she did make her own little page with little videos. You want to tell them what your page is? Your YouTube page?
Yeah, I'm going to change it. But for now, give a shout out to the Beasties Cool.
All right, look, it's supposed to be the Besties Club, but she erroneously spelled the whole thing, and it came out to say Beasties, and then Club ended up CL. So
Yeah,
Beasties,
so
you
give
know,
a shout out to my channel. I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to change it.
she does this. This channel is when if it's not done with me, it's done with her mother. Because if it was done with me, it would never have spelling errors. It would be perfect. But unfortunately, it's not under the best production quality. So it's got some it's got some typo on the thing. So so that's
So
what it is.
don't forget to give
Yeah.
another shout out to the Beasties.
Beastie.
Pool.
I think I have to spell that in here. Beasties. Let's see. Beasties. Yeah, that's what it is now. And um, when she soon gets to fix it, we'll see what happens. Charles Black, you said wisdom, all being born to culture, a collective of ways and actions alike. Yes. Sometimes each day's mathematics is to ruminate. Not each day, every day's mathematics is to ruminate on the
Thank
worth
you.
on the worth of the said degree.
Aw.
And when you think of wisdom, ruminate on what is around you. What type of wisdom is around you? What type of speech is around you? What type of actions are usually around you? Are you spending in an oppressed environment? Are you spending your time reacting to terrible acts? Or are you being able to put yourself in situations that have good surroundings? If someone's in a bad surrounding, what could they do to make that better?
They can tell everybody stop being bad.
Right? What could they do without trying to make other people change, though?
I'll leave.
They could leave. Where could they go in this city that's horrible? What's a good place to go to get a good environment?
Home.
What if their home isn't so good?
Nature.
Nature, right? They
The
should go
forest.
to the park, right? They should go to the park, right? The healing nature of the park, right? This is important though. When I train, I'm in outdoors. It has a greater effect on me than when I just stay indoors. Always. So that's important though. It's important to take note and take an inventory of
Can
the
I
wisdom
read
that's
it?
around you.
God, what you and Alma think about new Charlie Brown and
Franklin.
Franklin
Cartoon
cartoon
on
on Apple.
You know what?
Plus.
We haven't seen that. You know why? She is not very much into cartoons where boys are the lead, you know? So if they're the lead, she's like, boys, you know?
Oh
and-
yeah, Apple reminds me about apple and onion. Poppy,
What?
welcome.
Welcome.
Peace Almighty, peace to the young earth. Indeed, Lord, happy fathers.
Physical. That means happy birthday to Allah the Father.
Drop the science. Good, great job.
God.
No, great God, no doubt. Peace to the universal family. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't even pitch the cartoon to her because she's such a hater on cartoons where boys are the lead. So it has to be super really really good if the boy is the main character, you know. What's your favorite cartoon now?
I don't know. Apples and onion.
We haven't seen that in a while, and that's a boy. That's boys. It's not even yeah.
I remember.
No, but you like a lot of cartoons.
Yeah.
You like Bluey,
Yeah, Bluey. I love that show.
right? You like Bluey a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'm about to finish a book.
You like the OMG LOL movies.
Yeah.
Those are cartoons.
LOL surprise. I have 52 OMG dolls. I've been collecting it since 2019.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
All right.
Peace Queen 100 family.
All right, so I'm gonna be here till 5:30, so about less than 20 minutes. By the way, you know, speaking of Apple TV, I did see the Oppenheimer movie.
and it's a good movie. It's well done. It's a great director, Nolan, that made it. And I say great because he made a story that normally would be boring, very exciting. He took the liberties he took. I didn't find a problem with, but it's also a good movie to watch though with older children too, because they could think about whether they thought, why did Oppenheimer do that? They could think about how he got stuck doing that, or did he? Do you feel he got stuck help leading the way to make the atomic bomb? So all of these questions, it's a very good movie. It's watchable. Also, Killers of the Flower Moon. I thought the book was better, as far as like an educational source, of course. But about the I'm forgetting. Hold on a minute.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay. Yeah, the Osage, right? So the Osage Indians. This is an interesting story. I'm on about Native Americans. The Osage Indians were once a very powerful indigenous peoples. Some people used to say that they were all over 6.5 feet tall. They were all gigantic and they were incredible warriors. And of course, the whites that came here to colonize, they took over everything and they ruined their lives. And the land that they ended up squeezing the Osage people to one small piece of land, and they had to all live there. But you know what happened?
What?
That piece of land had oil that people use for cars and all that kind of stuff. So it ended up not that bad land that they gave them actually was incredible land, and the Osage people had oil to sell, and they became the richest people on the planet at the time. This is around the 1920s, early 1900s. So they were richer than even white people. White people didn't like that, and they started to cleverly start murdering all the Osage people that got rich. And that's what the book is about, Killers of the Flower Moon. And they made a movie about it, and it's a very tough movie to watch, but it's a good movie to watch. And the the indigenous woman that plays the main character, let me get her name. I thought she was great in it. Let me look at the cast. Lily Gladstone. She's indigenous, but she's not Osage. She's actually from a different indigenous tribe, but they used her in the movie. What is she? She's Pasian, Blackfeet, Nez Perce. So she has that indigenous lineage, and they used her for the movie, and she was really great in the movie. And
But who won?
what, the Oscars?
No. Who won in the movie?
Oh well, it's not a winning thing.
Osage people.
They stopped the Osage, the killings of the Osage people eventually stopped. But by the time it stopped, though, it affected the whole community. They killed about 50 to 100, no, about over 100 people. So it affected them so badly that they were just traumatized. It was horrible. And to this day, they live on. But it's like, oh yeah, I remember my grandmother was killed. I remember my grandfather. Like everybody has some horrible story. And now the oil that's on the land, there's not that much oil left. So they don't make that much money off it anymore. You know? So it's a tragedy, Alma. It's a tragedy.
He's trying to poop.
Oh my goodness.
What if he actually
No, he's
does?
just sitting. I don't think he is.
No, it looks like he is.
Well, if he does, I'm not cleaning that.
Oh, good, he didn't.
Yeah, that's right. But if he does, you better let me know. Yeah, so Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer are worth watching. Killers of the Flower Moon, over 3.5 hours. Oppenheimer, the same length, 3 hours, worth watching. And I don't have the Oppenheimer autobiography that it's based on. I tried to look for it. I couldn't get it. But I do have Killers of the Flower Moon if anybody is interested in reading the book. It's a very well-written book. Written in a journalistic style, of newspaper journalistic style, so it's a very fast read, and 300 pages. I read it very fast, so it was very good read. Earth, you said Twisted Timeline. I don't know what that is. I'm looking it up now. That does sound peace. You know what's funny? Alma doesn't really like to watch lots of cartoons. She's more into watching like a quality movie or something like that.
Yep.
So when there's a good cartoon and stuff, I'm the one that's forcing it more than her, you know? Because I'm like this. This is how I see it. She's my youngest and she's already 10. So I don't have many years of watching fun, girly cartoons. And this is my chance to watch all the girly cartoons I can. And if she doesn't want to watch them, I can't watch them. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you something. I enjoyed these years. Like when we watched all that My Little Pony and stuff. It's awesome.
My Little Pony.
It was awesome. So, you know, watching all the cartoons where the girl is the lead, you know. Some of them boring, but OMG
Hey,
is
remember
fun.
that movie with the boy that got rich?
Yeah.
The boy that got rich.
Yeah, one of the few movies that we saw where a boy was the main character that you chose, you know.
I told you it was a good.
Yeah, so I do the things, you know, like all parents, we fight to make them watch something. Like I fought to make her watch Back to the Future. Then she loved it, and we watched the whole series, all three of them.
In
So-
one day, right?
No, we didn't watch them in one day. No.
No, 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. Yeah, we can say 2 days. Yeah, damn, we did. Yeah, we did. You know. But yeah, like I gotta get these girly cartoons, and I'm not gonna get to watch girly cartoons, you know. So
You gotta watch cartoons with me. Oh, that's your channel?
no, I like to see if I have any messages, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I could check those later.
Hey, if you still see us, give us a thumbs up and comment down below what was your favorite thing.
What was your favorite thing of the class? Imagine, yeah. You know, yeah. What do you have to say about trolls that say horrible things about me?
Oh, you mean like the movie Trolls?
No. I wish they were that cute. I mean trolls, meaning mean people on the internet that say mean things about me.
Oh yeah, never be mean to this guy. He knows more than you, and you don't know that. So stop being mean, or else I'm gonna have to hit you with this little thingy that doesn't even hurt. I'm watching you, mean people.
Oh, the Samuel Jackson program where he's like gone senile. I saw the first episode of that and I liked it. So that was definitely what I'm gonna go back to. Yeah. Like she's really entertaining, right? Yeah, very, very cool. But again, I show her these things about the trolls that say things about me because when somebody in her class says something that makes her feel bad, it's to understand that these things happen and people have their opinions, and what they say about you has to do with what they're dealing with, not necessarily you, you know?
Yeah, it's because that today I told my friend, let's call this the girl Amy. So Amy was she said that she's half
Irish.
Irish, and my friend, let's call her Elizabeth. Elizabeth said, she told me that she thinks that's not true, and I agreed because I don't know if she is or not, and it kind of looks like she did. And me and Elizabeth asked Amy if she's supposed to have an accent, and I said that it looks like you don't really have one, and she said, what did she say? Oh yeah, she said, do you remember?
I want you to remember that sign, yeah.
She said, you can't be talking?
Not quite, no.
I forgot.
She said that you shouldn't be speaking.
Oh yeah, she said that I can't
Yeah.
be talking.
And she kind of just tried to shut you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I told her that in my old school, one of my friends told me that I couldn't say it, that when I say the number 3, it sounds like I'm saying free. Then I said 3. She said, "You can't even talk." And I was like, "Yes, I can."
Right, but you say it good, right?
Yeah.
And you have a
three.
right to speak your mind, right?
And
So
when I said
right.
room, she said, "You can't even speak."
Right.
And that made me feel bad, so bad. And that's why I'm not really Amy's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Even Elizabeth.
So that's why I showed you the trolls that never even met me and say horrible things, right? Right. This is about them. It's not about me. You know what I mean? Right? It's about them. So they could say a lie about you. Rather say Sunez is my name given to me by my parents, but we know that I made that up. That's my created name, right? My righteous name.
You
But
know,
they could say what they want, right?
you know, you can go to the name store and change your name.
No, not name store. You have to go to the courts and change it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, not the name store, right? See, but I don't change my name, Hama, because I know that I can affect the world with my own name. The world is gonna know Sunez anyway, and do it with my works, not with.
Okay, this guy named.
Let's read them in order. Halftime said there's a bedtime story narrated by Sam Jackson that I'll mention to you another time for obvious reasons. Okay. Jarrell, peace God at Sunez. Did you get a chance to check out Leave the World Behind? Why does that not sound familiar to me? Leave the World Behind. I'm not sure.
Thanks for the laughing face.
Okay.
And halftime
You
said, "You tell her I said it's always all right to say free." Happy face.
Right.
Thanks for the laughing
Yeah.
faces.
Now look how we deal with things when people say horrible things to us, though. Right? Are we gonna yell, bomb them? Are we? No one has the right to change your mental state, right?
Yeah.
So no one has the right to get you so angry that your chest hurts or that your stomach hurts, right?
Yeah.
No matter what, you always have the control. That's what a knowledge of self means, Alma. You control it yourself. You work to it. It's always difficult to work there, but you work it. All right. Now it's almost 5:30.
We
All
gotta
right.
go.
So we're almost ready to go. If anybody has a question, I'd love to get it. Everybody knows my email, sunez97@gmail.com. And so we speak out to that. You know, even when I spoke out to, you know, the comments that, let's say, Static Selector made, right? I don't let anybody draw me up, though, where it hurts me. You know what I'm saying? That was Alma. That was not me. My hands are up here.
That was me.
But it's always, remember that we always have a controlled response of how we deal with people, you know, and that's why you have to have a knowledge of self. If you always know who you are, then no one else can tell you what you are and get you upset. Okay? If they tell everybody else the wrong thing, you know it's not true. So you take it upon yourself to think about, how am I going to tell the whole world what the truth is, and you go about that. So it's okay to defend your name too. You defend your name. It's very important. King, you said when people try to say something mean or bad about you, it's because they are jealous of you or unhappy about themselves. Alma, you said the word correct. It's her own fault. There you go. And that is the resounding truth. King Me, you said thank you, Sunez and Alma. Y'all hit me right in my heart today. That's peace, God. King, you said because she chooses to hear what she wants to hear. That's right, King. Thank you for that. And thank everybody for the, you know, and like I said, I didn't script this. But this is what the Father wanted. He wanted us to teach the babies, you know, the youth, and to make them strong. We make ourselves stronger. We make everybody else around us stronger. You know what I mean? Right? That's peace, King Me. Please do. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna let everybody go. we're gonna be out of here. So, what do you want to do?
Okay. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and comment down below if you liked it or not. And if you want to see more videos like this, tap Poppy's head. And if you want to see other videos like this, tap my head. And if you want to enjoy other videos and subscribe, hit the little gamey thingy. Bye.
All right.
Peace out.
Okay. Before we leave, I don't have the 1 to 10s written up yet. They're not done yet, but when I am, I'm going to get those to you. I will email you some other plus lessons that I do have that could be useful now. All right. But with that said, ruminate, celebrate the Father, be joyous that we have this knowledge, and build, build with the youth. Right? You got one last thing you want to type? You wrote thank you. You wrote thank you.
Shift.
Wait.
What?
I'll do it for you.
Now I want to do the shift thing.
Okay, let me. All right, peace, y'all.
Wait, peace out.
We don't peace out. It's just peace.
No, we gotta peace out. Peace
Oh,
out.
right. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, now do it. Peace out.
All right. Peace.
Peace out.